identity, it's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just give me up, don't stop. Turning back, I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop, just give me up, don't stop. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just give me up, don't stop. Turning back, I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop, just give me up, don't stop. love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Banshee. Still waiting for Randall. But, yeah. Oh, hold on. Get that over there. There we go. Just waiting for Randall to pop in. No, it sucked. It didn't go well at all. Actually, because, yeah. I was just on the phone with him. He should be coming. I was just on the phone with him. So, and there's a mosquito in here. Now, things didn't go too well today. I mean, there's still things I can do, and I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm not gonna give up just yet, but the word needs to get out there that, if anybody has some relatives, older folks, 55 plus, staying at the have anything to do with Wellsprings, because I'm putting the name out there, people. Wellsprings Lutheran. There's a building manager at one of the buildings for elderly people. Well, I'm elderly, I guess, but no, the people I've seen there. Well, I'm just saying it's a 55 and plus independent living apartment. And most of the people that I have seen there are well over 55. And there's a manager out there that likes to take over people and get them to sign everything over to them and take advantage of them. So basically, kind of keep people there, keep them isolated from their family. And then when the people pass away or whatever, they tend to take everything they have, all their personal belongings, all their belongings in their apartment, and do what they want. Take life insurance policies, bank accounts. Yeah, this woman took everything and had the relative buried without telling the family anything. And apparently they can do that. And funeral homes do it as well. The funeral home that, did this. Oh, here we go. We got Randall in here.
It took me forever.
I did. But apparently, funeral homes can bury people under POA, which POA is supposed to go away when a person passes. But this woman told the funeral home that he had no family, and they went ahead and buried him. And then they bury him in my town, which he passed away in another state, and we had no idea. So, yeah, these people suck. And I'm going to say it. Wellsprings Lutheran in Michigan. Okay, they're part of these apartment buildings. This apartment building was in Gibraltar. Well, it's actually in Rockwood, but it's called Gibraltar Manor. And the building manager there, I believe, has done this before because she knows how to get away with it.
Yep.
So, Banshee said hi, Randall.
Hello.
So, because he wasn't worth like $100,000 or $1 million, where, yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it's Catholic. You know, they also do foster care. It's a HUD. They're what do you call it? The HUD, like the HUD. Sarah knows what it is. But apparently, if you're not worth a lot of money, the lawyers don't want to do anything. So apparently, you can abuse elderly people, take everything they have, not even tell their family, and get away with it. I'm in the wrong fucking business, ain't I?
Well, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. But yeah, they can do this, and it needs to get out there that people really need to make sure they any kind of paper. If you got POA,
You just need to make sure you obviously keep an eye on people better. Also, because that shit's crazy that they were creeping up in his house, talking to him.
Yeah,
about
turned
taking
him against his family.
Yeah, like that took a lot of manipulating.
Oh yeah, yep, for sure. So if anybody has POA over anybody, have it filed with the court or something, because let me tell you what, the shit means absolutely nothing. Neither does a will. He had a will too, and apparently that means nothing. So when you go out and have to pay a lawyer to do a will for you, maybe you better file it right away so it's on file somewhere, because apparently it doesn't matter. And I'm really pissed about it because, yeah. Oh, and she changed his phone, so we didn't have his phone number. You can't just go up there and visit because you have to be let in, and they don't have to let you in. And if they turn your family member against you, they don't have to let you in to visit. So please be careful if you get mixed up with any of these places.
Yeah, apparently you're just allowed to take over somebody else's family, relative's life and take all their shit, and then nobody else cares.
Right. There was things that were listed in the will that was supposed to go to people, and it's never going to happen.
No, because that bitch got it.
Because she got rid of everything as far as we know. And oh yeah, and the bank accounts. Yeah, you got to watch it. These people put their names on your relatives' bank accounts, and they'll take that too, because that was gone too. But we are gonna, we can, and we can press charges on the funeral home, and try to press charges on her. But I don't know. It's really crazy that these people do this to people.
That and the police don't give a shit.
They give no shit.
That doesn't make any sense.
I have a whole file of medical records that I obtained, over 10,000 medical records. I had 6,000 on one disc alone. That pretty much I read the story on how he pretty much had to sit in that apartment, and they let him suffer with some really bad. He had some bad illnesses, but he also had some bad wounds that
They were saying they were taking care of.
They said, well, they told the nurse that was visiting that they were going to help take care of it, which they didn't, because from the medical records, well, you think it's illegal, but apparently you can do this stuff to people. That's what I'm finding out.
Well, yeah, the Michigan detectives don't give two shits, so
people better beware. These people are out there living it up. She's got a nice house, and I'm sure she's got somebody else in her sights. She's just waiting. Because in fact,
I was gonna say the next residence, I'm sure she'll be getting a fucking inheritance.
Yeah. So, and it's messed up. I was the beneficiary of this insurance policy to take care of his funeral and everything.
And he would probably still be alive had these people not fucked him up.
And that's true, because I did speak with his personal physician, who actually called Adult Protection Services because he was not able to care for himself, and they weren't taking care of him. And the doctor called Adult Protection Services. So there you go. Adult Protection Services didn't do their job either, because they listened to the building secretary.
Yeah, they listened to somebody that wasn't his fucking family.
And I requested this woman several times. I don't even say requested. I had told her several times, if anything went wrong with him, to call me. And every facility that I checked had me as POA, but apparently the emergency contact is the person that gets all the information, not the person who's POA. So people that are POA of other people, it means absolutely nothing.
Nope. Apparently not. You can tell them, I have all this, blah, blah, blah. It don't matter.
I mean, I produced all kinds of evidence that she was interfering, but apparently, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to have to go public with everything. And I have people checking in to see about maybe going national with it, because I will blast it. We're even talking about maybe going and protesting in front of her house and maybe the building. As long as you're not on their property, you can do whatever you want. And I may live stream.
How you can take over somebody's relative stuff, and then the company be okay with it. They live in the place that you work for. How the fuck do you do that?
Well, the thing of it is apparently they don't know the policies, so they're still looking into it. So I still don't know
where you're allowed to just steal someone's relative shit.
Yeah, they said that.
We better check the policy.
They also run nursing homes, and they also have assisted living. They also do foster care.
Sounds like they do a good fucking
amongst
job.
Amongst other things. So they don't even know the policy, because they're thinking that, maybe
obviously.
Yeah, she was a friend that he only knew 4 years, but I knew him my whole life, and apparently, it was okay for her to do that. So they're still investigating, but I just have a feeling.
They were still investigating the lady that at my job that said that she.
Yeah, I was going to protest, man. So. Yeah, we're trying to get a group of people together, and I'm going to live stream I'll do it in front of her house. I don't give two shits. I'll do it in front of their building.
You can't call the police either, because they can't do shit.
Yeah, they ain't going to do shit.
I mean, they won't anyway.
Well, she can call the police, but yeah.
You just gotta be on a public easement.
Yep.
Don't matter.
So we're gonna try to get a group together to do that. For sure. I hope she's going to. Sorry. She will. Karma's a bitch. Especially if you got a witch behind it. Didn't really mean to put that out there, but hey, I'm so pissed. I just drove 2 hours to sit in a freaking lawyer's office for an hour that he charged $300 for absolutely nothing. He was more interested in money than actually getting justice for a person, an elderly person.
Well, that's the
And that's
shitty part
how
is he
it
was
goes.
He was more interested in how much money.
I mean, I have so much proof on this woman, but she's, you know, apparently, right, Bench. So apparently, you know, she's, I know she's done this before. I can guarantee she knew what she was doing. That's how she got away with it. I mean, I'm still going to get the bank records to go through and stuff, but, you know, just for my own self, I guess. But I'm going to try to get it out there. And hopefully, maybe, you never know, you might come across a lawyer that might be interested in taking it.
Hey,
They don't want to charge
that they don't give a shit about the person behind the problem.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they don't give a fuck that this lady took somebody's relative.
Yeah, Randy. Banshee said get a car rally out in front of her place.
You know, if I thought a bunch of my friends would drive that far in their expensive race cars that cost a lot of money to drive, I would ask them. But gas for race cars are expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably post stuff on my Facebook and see if I can get some people that would be willing to go out there and quietly rally. Just make some signs, you know, freedom of speech, you know.
Right, you're a
because this woman has to stop, man, and face. I don't understand how people can get away with that.
I don't understand how the fucking state ain't doing nothing about it.
Yeah, that too.
This shit don't make no sense.
Actually, the Adult Protection Services should have got a hold of family.
Well, they should have got a hold of somebody else and not that bitch.
Because, yeah, the other one that was in there was a secretary. But I believe she lives in the building and plays secretary. Okay, Bench. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the husband. The husband also works there, and supposedly he's like a volunteer, fire department, whatever, EMT. He claims to be an EMT, I guess.
Well, then he should have been taken care of.
Well, in the nurse's notes, it says that he was going to be the one to, you know, care for his wounds and stuff. But let me tell you what, out of the medical records that I read, he didn't do shit. So basically, this family member of mine was kept in this apartment building
for his money.
For his money, because, you know, they were scooping in his bank account because they sure closed it quick as soon as they knew somebody was on to him. And
oh, they closed it?
Oh yeah, they closed it. I called the bank. They closed it.
That's funny.
Yeah, because it was still open when we had called before, and it's closed now.
Oh, that's not weird.
And while he was in the hospital and rehabs, he had his pension check that was directly deposited, and for the month that he passed away, and that disappeared as well. And he didn't spend it because he was very bad. He was very sick, and they knew it, and he shouldn't have been there, but they kept him there. They changed his phone, so we didn't have, you know, family didn't have his phone number. And it's, you know, like an hour away from me. Well, maybe about almost an hour. Today it took a long time to get there, but I took care of everything else of his by phone, but she stepped in there and just, I don't even know if she really had a legal POA or not. Nobody has produced one. I am going to go after the funeral home, though, which I'll put the name out there for that place, too. Because you know what? At this point, I give a shit. They were in the wrong. They know they were. Oh, and the funeral director, I went to see the funeral director, gave him all the correct information to do an amendment on the death certificate because, well, she put all this wrong information on the death certificate, like his wrong birthday, probably so we wouldn't find out, his wrong age, no other information like where he was born, his parents, nothing was on there except for her name that said POA. And we went there and gave him the correct information to put in for an amendment. So I called the city clerk up there, and they have not put the amendment in at all. Nothing. They received nothing. Bunch of shady motherfuckers up in Michigan, I'm telling you. I'm sorry for all you other Michiganders. I was born in Michigan myself. But there's some shady fucking shit going on in Michigan.
Obviously, corrupt place.
Very.
I get that, and they have revenue for $100.
Very corrupt. So I just want people to. I don't get a whole lot of people in here because I'm not a creator like other people, but hopefully somebody will see this, share it out, send it to others, ask people to share it, because I'm telling you, you better keep an eye on your elderly folks because these damn sharks are out there just for the money. They don't care what they put a family through. All they care about is what they get. Because that woman claims that, these are claims because there's no proof, there's no receipts that anybody has seen, that she paid all the, paid money for a funeral that, well, nobody attended because, well, nobody knew. She told us that she bought him a nice, or not us, but she told another family member that had called her and tried to ask her what the deal was. Because she right away said that it's what he wanted, which the whole family knows that's not true. And we could pretty much prove that. She claims that she got him a headstone, which there's not one there yet, but we'll see. Apparently, there was a headstone purchased, but not by the family, of course. But it's horrible that
who paid for the headstone?
She claimed that came out of my inheritance money that she stole.
Oh.
So
this funeral cost $25,000.
I'm sure it didn't, because there was no funeral. I'm sure she wasn't even there when they buried him. But yeah, apparently there's people out there that can snatch up your folks from the hospital on a POA and take and bury them.
Take all their shit.
Do all this stuff without the family knowing. So beware, people. Beware.
Yep. Shit's crazy.
I mean, Wellsprings is a big corporation. I mean, they're in a lot of stuff. Like I said, they do foster care, elderly care. They got
not
homes.
very well. They're fucking up. So their employees are pieces of shit. It would seem. Their employees are allowed to just take over people's lives.
You know what's really messed up is the will was done at that place.
Right. That's how
in that company. I mean, I did call the facility, where we did the will and stuff at, I did call and I told them exactly what went on, what happened, because they all knew him personally. Only because he was there with he spent all that time there with his wife. So they knew him really well there, and he, trusted that company, and they're the ones that found him that apartment because it's part of their facility. And yeah.
The hell was that?
I think that was my phone. I think that was a notification on my phone. But yeah, it really sucks that people. I don't know how to. I'm sorry, but I don't know how the bitch can sleep at night. But I'm sure she's not sleeping too well lately. But anyways, what was I gonna say? I'm so pissed. But yeah, I want to gather some people together. I'll probably try to get a hold of some groups and tell them what's going on. Anybody that likes to protest, send me a message.
Right.
And if you live in this area, because we're in Ohio, this happened in Michigan. So if there's anybody that wants to join the protest, more than welcome. Get a hold of me or Randall. Leave a message on
somewhere.
Leave a comment on the YouTube here. And yeah, we'll set up something.
Yeah. I just don't understand. I just don't. You see shit that's not even this bad on them TV shows.
Right.
Them crime shows. That's what I don't understand. This is a conniving ass bitch, stole somebody's life from them and all of their stuff. And you present it to a detective and they're like, huh, well, that's okay.
Right. Yeah, Halloween is coming. Spooker. Shit. You have no idea. Anyways, yeah, exactly.
Need to send some spooky shit to her house.
Don't worry. But yeah, this is what happens, and you can go to McDonald's and spill some coffee in your lap and get like $100,000.
Hell yeah.
But somebody's life that's, I do believe if he was taken care of properly,
if he wouldn't have had all the bed sores and all the other fucking problems, he'd have been fine.
I mean, his doctor should have asked. I mean, I don't know for sure if the doctor, I did speak with her, and I've met that doctor a few times when he was in the hospital because I was there. Whenever I got a phone call, I went. But see, this bitch wouldn't call me. She wouldn't call nobody. And it wasn't just me. There was other family members she could have contacted, but she didn't. And basically, he sat in that apartment and got really bad. And they couldn't, he wasn't taking care of himself. Because he couldn't even see. He was blind in one eye pretty much. I read some nurses' notes where the nurse gave him a magnifying glass, and he still couldn't read a pill bottle with the magnifying glass. And he dropped pills on the floor and wouldn't take them. He would forget because he also had, it was a cognitive communication deficit, which, you guys can Google that and see that, it does mention dementia and also, there's like a list of things that are. Yes, she's very inhuman. Yes. Because from what I read and what the doctor told me, because he also had stage 4 esophagitis, plus a numerous other things that was wrong with them, and this woman knew it. So she supposedly was the caregiver.
Well, they don't know how many. They don't know how many times this bitch took money from somebody. How she that could have been how she got her house.
Yeah, she lives in a nice
Put
house.
her kids through fucking college and shit.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever complained about this bitch doing this before?
No, there's actually we did a background check on her, and she hasn't had any criminal charges. So she's not been caught yet. But now she's been caught, but yet nobody wants to help do anything to get justice. So that's what the issue is, because to attorneys, I guess, it's all about the money. Got to have money. Like, they will pursue it for us, but we got to come up with a whole bunch of money to do it. And I don't think that's right neither. No, she didn't give a fuck. She didn't give a fuck. It was all about that money. I know him very, very, very well. He was like a dad to me. And I know that he had money in his wallet. That he never, ever not had money in his wallet. And then she's got all his personal belongings, like his wallet, his cell phones, because he had 2 cell phones, 2 TVs, furniture, all personal stuff. She had his checkbook, his credit cards, everything. So there was no reason. She had his driver's license, social security number. There was no reason for the death certificate to have the wrong birthday and age on there. Only she didn't want us to find out. So that's why she did. Oh, I lost Randall. He'll be back. Probably got a phone call. But yeah. So people need to share this and get it out there, because it could happen to you. It could happen. It could happen to you or somebody in your family. You think that they're safe out there, in these places, and yeah, they're not. They're not safe. And like I said, nobody will produce a POA on her unless we pay for it. So we don't. Like I said, that facility that he was in right before he passed still had me on there as a POA. So yeah, I'm not sure what she had. She waited because he was at the facility for like less than 10 days. Yeah, less than 10 days. And he passed away. Nobody called. So apparently people that are, non-relatives, and you think they might help you out. They should
be in trouble for being a fake fucking person in their life, and that's bullshit.
Right.
He was a money convenience. That was it.
I mean, we asked for the property back, and she was, the way I see it, she's only, she was considered a caregiver, but was never there to give care. We tried to get his personal property back twice, and she wasn't around.
Which is probably a lot.
So, well, we took the police there. The first time we was with the police. Second time the police went on their own and said that she wasn't there, but we don't know. But
shit, the fucking the property could be at her house.
Oh, it probably is. I mean, hell, they could probably be using whatever credit cards that he has, as long as, they pay the bill. Hell, I don't know. Because, I mean, if you go online and search him, it's like he's still alive because the death certificate is wrong. So here's what I don't get. Okay, this is what I don't get. So we went to the funeral home, which I will probably put that name out there shortly. And sat down with the funeral director and everything. Now I gave him medical records to prove what his birthday was, right? So my thing is how obviously she gave them the wrong birth date, right? But I go in to prove what his birthday is, and that's not good enough. So what the fuck did she show to put that wrong birthday and wrong age on there? What the fuck did she show? She had the right information, but purposely put the wrong date on there. The funeral home don't ask for, like, I mean, I don't understand. I went there with the right information, but yet she gave the wrong information and they put it on there. Sounds fishy.
That's why I don't understand any of it, because
right,
the bitch did everything in a sneaky, suspicious way, but she done nothing wrong.
Yeah. I mean, the funeral director didn't ask her if they had a birth certificate, or how about an ID, which she had, which would have had his correct birthday on it, but they still put the wrong birthday and the age, the wrong age as well. So I don't understand how it's like, how did she do that? But you know, the medical records I had with the actual correct date on it was not good enough. They wanted a birth certificate, which I can't get the birth certificate without the death certificate, and the death certificate is wrong. So I don't know. It's a big fucking scam of some sort. And I do believe the funeral home is in on that, because I don't see how the funeral home wouldn't have requested the right information, which the hospital should have had. He's been there several times. Should have had his correct birthday as well. No, there was no will. She didn't write up a new will. Apparently she assumed, because I had all the original copies, that he didn't have a will. So that's how she got away with this stuff. I do have a will, but they want to charge an arm and a leg to probate it. And he said it's kind of like a waste of money to probate something that there ain't no money to get, or any property to get. We could go after the property, and go after what she took, but then they're going to say, well, she paid for this funeral, which she would have to come up with receipts, because we really don't know how much of the actual $25,000 she kept. But no, she didn't have a real. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? But yep, these are the kind of people that are out in the world. They're just after money. They have no conscience, I guess, because I don't know how the bitch can sleep at night knowing what she did. And she was happy about it. So, yeah, she won't be too happy when karma comes her way. Probably be more than a little karma, but, So, I hope people will share this and get it out there, because people really need to be aware of these kind of people. They are out there and they fuck a whole family up just for a little bit of money. Because it's not even about the money as it is about getting justice for what she did, that she's, done before. obviously, because she knows how to get away with it.
You said they want a lot of money to do what?
What?
They want a lot of money to dispute the will.
Oh yeah, it costs what was it? Like it's in like it's over $1,000 just to file the will. But like the lawyer was saying, well, we could uh probate the will, but she's probably spent all the money, which, well, I'm sure she has,
Well, yeah, she
and
just
that
put her kid in
and the
college, like I
property is
said.
gone, which we could charge her for that, but
Um, you get a hold of.
exactly. He had no funeral, and she's trying to tell people her defense is that's the way he wanted it. I was just doing his wishes, which is bullshit. He interacted with all the family. And because of his mind going, because of the illnesses that he had, she took total advantage of that. Even though we could prove it. But I mean, I got so many nurses' notes that it just says it all. But apparently, the lawyer was more interested, and he was supposed to be an elder abuse lawyer. I just don't get it. So he wasn't really. It was more of the money thing than it was about how he was abused, because he was definitely abused, and the doctor even confirmed that she was the one that called Adult Protection Services, who should have got a hold of the family. Um, that confirmed that he was really ill. He was really bad, but no one told us. So I mean, I'm still waiting to see what the compliance officer of the business has to say. But basically, if there is no rule against that, they're going to put it in the next policy. Yeah, that does a lot of good. That does a whole lot of good. Oh, we're going to put it in the next policy so that it'll happen again. But at funeral home, I mean, that's some shit. So you got to watch out, because apparently if somebody has POA and they have a will and you're the executor of the will, it don't fucking matter. But supposedly somebody that claims or has a person, undue influence them into signing stuff, I guess there ain't nothing you can do about it. Unless they're worth a lot of money, then they will. They'll help you if the person had a policy that was over 50,000. They'll help you. Otherwise, it's a waste. They don't want to take that on. But I will be calling the prosecutor and talking to them about it to see. I mean, the lawyer's saying, oh, well, you can go after the funeral director. Well, okay. We'll do that. We'll try. because he was in the wrong as well for not, you know, for taking her word and burying somebody that was not her family member under a POA, which a POA is no good once the person dies. So I don't know how
Dad
she
said,
got
yeah,
away with that.
get a hold of the district attorney and see what the fuck they think it's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a hold of him, but it's just a shame that there are people out there that will do this to you. I mean, just kind of think of yourself. So what if you get really bad and somebody tries to be your friend because she wasn't taking care of them and has you sign all your stuff over in your family, you pass away and your family will never know what happened to you.
That's what that bitch did.
Yeah.
And it's legal.
Apparently it's legal.
Sounds like it. So fucked up.
And I was the one that had to call everybody in the family and tell them. I mean, I surely, if that doctor would have called me, I would have went and got him, brought him back here. He's lived here many times. So, but, I never got a phone call about nothing, even though, I called the companies and said, hey, if anything happens, anything goes on, I want these nurses to call me. But apparently, they called the other person, the building manager. Because I was surprised by that one nurse's note I found that the nurse herself found him practically dead in his apartment. Somebody had to let him in. She said, luckily, and I have the notes, luckily, someone had let her in because the way she found him. And instead of her doing her job as a nurse and call for 911 first, see, I went through all them classes. I was in the medical field for a long time. And I went to, they do make you take mandatory modules and stuff like that, to keep you up on what you're supposed to do. And the first thing you're supposed to do is call 911, not the fucking building manager.
Yeah, I don't understand that in medical
I should try to get a hold of
emergency.
that nurse and find out if she still works for that company, which is in my state, and find out what was up with that. Why would you call the building manager instead of 911 and had the building manager call 911? You're just wasting time. Luckily, he lived through that, but it didn't do him any good. But, and if that nurse wasn't there that day and went there that day, they surely would have found him in a bad way. Because the building manager probably wasn't even there because the nurse said she had to call her. So she obviously wasn't in the building. And the nurse should have called 911 because, that's what they teach us to do, not call the building manager.
Well, you're supposed usually call the fucking emergency response people before you call a building manager.
Right.
What do I
I
do with
would have
this dying
expected,
person?
right. I would have expected her to call 911 before she even called me. After you call 911, then call me. And she was supposed to be a nurse, a visiting nurse
Yeah, that's
from a local company here in my state. I may try to get a hold of her, but it ain't going to do any good. But I just want to know why. Why wouldn't you call 911 first before you go and call the building manager and have her call 911? What the F was that about?
yeah.
To me, they're all shady. Everything is shady. But apparently, it's legal. So, yeah, that's my story for today.
Good stuff.
Yeah, great, isn't it?
Mm.
But yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. It's not going well.
Not as well you would think it would for all this shady
Right.
ass sounding stuff, and the police are like, "Oh, it sounds like a
It
good
sounds
time."
like a civil matter. Hell, lawyer didn't even want to touch it. And he was supposed to be an elder abuse lawyer. Okay. And all
Sounded
we
like a
talked about basically was the money. Well, the money ain't there. Hell, he could have told us that over the phone. Make me drive 2 hours to go sit in an office and charge you $300 for an hour to tell you that, yeah, if you want to pursue this, we can, but I want $800 and I'll send out some letters. Well, fuck, I could send out some letters, shit, for free. Well, whatever it costs for a stamp. Said I can send out some threatening letters. Well, you know what? I can do it too for however much a stamp costs. Hell, I'll go deliver it and put it in their mailbox. I mean, what the hell? So basically, if the lawyer don't think he's going to get, thousands of dollars, he don't want to take it. Even though the person did wrong. And the person did wrong. So, yeah, that's how that goes. Oh, hey. Hey, how are you? I got a shower woman.
Mhm.
She said, hi, tattoo monster.
hello.
I don't know how much you heard of my rant, but yeah, it's not good. I'm not even sure, like, I don't know. I don't know if, like, it's after the fact, like calling, Adult Protection Service and asking them, what the fuck? You know, the doctor called you and told you this person cannot take care of themselves. They're really sick, you know. And the secretary says, oh, he's okay. And they drop it. Really? What the hell do we got these people for? She said, I'll have to rewatch it. No,
Yeah, it's a lot.
we went to a lawyer today and basically got shot down because apparently my elderly relative that I was very, very close to my whole life um wasn't important enough. He didn't have enough money. Right. I mean, I would have rathered, him be in, as bad as I found out that he should have been in a nursing facility, which I would have suggested that if I had gotten a phone call, because he was pretty much getting to the point where I couldn't really take care of him. I mean, I had my own issues, my own health issues that I had at the time, but I still do. um, yeah. So if officials can be selected, I mean, it was a horrible situation that people get away with, and I don't know how this bitch sleeps at night knowing what she did. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's basically he would have took the case, but we would have had to pay for everything. We would have had to pay for everything that he did, and he's not going to make no money off of it because, well, the money, she took all the money, got spent it, whatever she did with it, and so the lawyer didn't see no dollar sign, so he wouldn't help us out. He did say, well, we could go to the prosecutor, but then he said the prosecutor might not be interested. I'm like, are you kidding me? So people can basically let old folks suffer until they do pass away so that the building manager can take everything, right? See, I don't know because I live in a different state than what this happened in. Like today I had to drive like 2 hours to go sit at this lawyer's office and be told that they weren't going to do anything to help us. So, because it's in another state. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people involved in this. Because I even got a hold of the hospital where he passed away and was trying to ask them, how do you let somebody, a POA goes away when the person dies and it goes to the next of kin. And the hospital let this woman on a POA take my family member, have him embalmed, buried, everything without the family knowing anything. And the hospital says everything was done legal. Oh, it's really yeah, it's really I'm really pissed off right now, but I have to keep my blood pressure down. So believe me, I don't keep my calm. You can ask Sarah if she's around. You ask Sarah. She was here when this shit happened. And I wanted to do some bad things and then they had to kind of stop me, but yeah, I really lost my cool the night I found out. Exactly. Yeah, this is why people go postal. Yep. But it's like you see, you hear this shit on the news and stuff. I mean, that they go after people at stupid stuff, but stuff like this, it's not important. An elderly person that was told things that never happened to turn against their family, which I don't believe that happened, but I'm just saying she obviously had an influence over him and he wasn't in his right mind and he was very, very sick. But apparently you can do these things. Oh, thank you, Bench. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shawum. Exactly. I mean, yeah, who would ever think this could happen? But I want people to share this and put it out there. It does happen. I never thought it would happen to this family, but you know what? It did. Exactly. Yep. Yep. She pushed her. She even um like I couldn't call her because, well, the lady won't take phone calls from me no more. She was very upset because I called her a fucking bitch. And the lawyer asked me today, he goes, oh, is FB on here mean, did you call her a fucking bitch? I said, hell yeah, I called her a fucking bitch. Because that's what she is. She knew he had family. She told the funeral director he had no family. And that there was no will. And there was a will. And lots of family. And the funeral director obviously believed her and buried, embalmed him and buried him. And they even paid to transport him to my town. And I didn't even know he was here. Yes, I called her a fucking bitch. She was more upset about me calling her a fucking bitch than what she did to be called that. She thought I was in the wrong. Well, here's the thing is, I had always been, I was his POA and the executor of the will since 2019. And apparently, when I called the facility, the last facility he was in still had me as POA, but had the building manager of his building as an emergency contact. So I didn't understand how emergency contact overrides POA, but apparently it does. And yeah, that's. If they don't have family, then but family is. Yeah, they give two craps what this woman did to us. They really do. I know, Banch. I know, girl. We love you too, Banshee. Yeah, I had a POA since apparently I still had it at the last facility. The last facility he was at he was there for rehab. And they're the ones that sent him to the hospital. He was only at the hospital basically less than 24 hours and he passed away. But apparently this other woman who is the building manager claims she has a POA that no one has produced to anybody. And she got to take him from the hospital and everything. They would have, what would they have on file? I'm sorry. I might have missed something somewhere. Well, she apparently, okay, so she had, yeah, I don't know if they have the POA info or not, really. I know that she had the correct social security number. That stuff was, I don't know. I'm assuming, because I did find out his pension was stopped, but she did get away with having the 1 month that he was in the facility. They took and wiped out his bank account. State Attorney General office. Oh, I don't know. I can try to call him. I'm willing to call anybody. Yeah, I didn't understand the whole hospital thing because the hospital did have me as POA. I was POA at that hospital before. So I don't know at what point, what date, I don't know when she got POA or if she really had one. I don't know. Nobody has produced. They keep telling me, like the funeral director claims that she had the right credentials, but yet the death certificate had the wrong birthday on it and the wrong age. So, and they wouldn't accept the credentials that I brought. Like, I gave them all the information that was correct, and they still haven't submitted it. Oh, okay. I'll try that tomorrow. I'll try that in the morning. I could try that in the morning. See if I can contact them. Yeah, because I really want this to go national because people need to know. Yeah, the death certificate, she had the wrong information on there. And when I went to the funeral director, when I went to the funeral director and gave him the correct information, he never tried to even submit it. But I can file charges on him because he shouldn't have buried him and did all that on a POA, because a POA was gone when the person dies. And she lied to the funeral director, and he took her word for it. But I still don't know what she produced. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yes, I plan on contacting the news media. Yes, I do. Yep. Right. Gotta light a fire, but it's like, here somebody had lost their life, because I do believe that he would still be here, even though he was very sick. I mean, Randall knows his grandmother was really sick, and she wasn't living the same state. I just thought about this. She was in the same state. But yeah, a family member, had put her in a nursing home because they couldn't care for her, or didn't want to care for her. I had to fight to get her back home. Took me 3 months to get her back home, because she would have passed away in that nursing home. They weren't even taking care of her there. And I got her home, and she lived for another 10 years. So that's why I believe that if he had the right care, he would probably still be here. I thank you for that information, though. I will contact them and see, you know. Oh yeah, I couldn't even. I can't believe what has happened, and I thought for sure, somebody would want to jump on that and get justice, and God, I mean, the whole family, we deserve the pain and suffering that this woman put us through. Plus, I can't even tell you all the work that I put into it, and put a whole binder of proof, receipts as we call them, together, and it meant nothing. Yeah, I do too. I do too. And this place was an independent living, but he should have been in assisted living or a nursing home, because he was in bad shape. They knew it. She knew how bad he was, and she just kept him there and secluded him from the family. Yes, exactly. I believe that too. Yep. But who to think that a building manager would do something like that? But I do believe that she's done it before, and she's gotten away with it every time. Because I don't think that he was the very first person that she's done this to. I can guarantee she knew how to do this. Yeah, I mean, I've, I got to find a lawyer that'll do it, because everybody wants, this lawyer that we went to, who was supposed to be a representative for elder abuse, turned us down basically, for money, because if we have all kinds of money, he'll pursue it, but we're not. He pretty much was saying we're not going to get anything. So, but yeah, I do believe the company needs sued, and right, yeah, it's you can't trust anybody. I had to fire the home health aides that were taking care of my mom, and I had to take over. Exactly. Lawyers are all about the freaking money. That's how it was today. It was like he flipped through the evidence I'm trying to show him that there was abuse that has occurred, and he just flipped through it and just overlooked it. Yeah, I have to see. I see. I don't know how that works in another state. Like, do I call legal aid in that state? Well, and then the lawyer was like, "Well, if y'all think something, if you thought something was wrong, why didn't you guys go visit?" I don't think he understood. Like, I talked to him like on the phone every day until this woman switched and got him another phone with a new number. So I couldn't call him. And you can't just go up there because they won't let you in. It's a they got like this little magnet key thing to let you in, and they won't let you in. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, having a camera. Yeah. Yeah, I ended up quitting my job because even the aides that were coming into the house were not taking and doing what they were supposed to do. They were actually having my mom sign their papers for hours that they weren't even there. So I put a stop to that right away and quit my job, and I took care of her. Okay, yeah. Yeah. The state that, yeah. The state is Michigan. No, it's not. It's not really gated. It's God, it's like it's a 55 and older apartment facility. They're affiliated with HUD. Um, they have like a key, not a key, but a magnet thing to unlock the door to let you in. So if you go there, you cannot get in. And if you buzz the person, like if I was go up there, check on him and buzz, they wouldn't let me in. And he probably couldn't let me in because, well, from what I understand, that he was pretty much in, bedbound. Yeah. Yeah, it's a sucky situation. It really is. I mean, I have people out here that trying to help me, but it's it shouldn't be this difficult. This was a person. Like, I showed the lawyer a picture of him. I'm like, I don't want you just to see a name. I want you to see this is a person, not a number, not a name, a person. But it didn't even matter. I had pictures to show that, he was interactive with the family and stuff like that, and it didn't even matter. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, this man was there when I was born. He helped my mom to raise me. I spent most of my life, you know, staying with them, and every year he'd take us places. He interacted. It was like he had no kids, but all of us nieces, nephews, and all of that, we were all his kids that he didn't have. And this woman took that all away. Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many people how many people, you know, tell us that they can't even imagine what we're going through. And we can't even imagine it. We can't, right? Basically, what we want is justice. We don't want this to happen to other families because this is hell to go through. I mean, he passed away in May. We didn't find out till August, and that's only because I called, and the lady was such a bitch on the phone. She was happy to tell me that he had passed away in May. Yep. Right. A lot of people, but it's like, it's, I mean, people that I've talked to, I mean, it's hard to wrap your mind around it. And but it's unbelievable that we can't find nobody to help us, like that wants to give this woman what she deserves. The only thing that I can think of to try to prevent it from happening to other people is they got to be aware of their elders. You got to be aware. You have to, I swear, if you're POA, go file it somewhere or something, because apparently, people can take POA away from you just like that. I know it is surreal. Totally. But I mean, and then the law that they have makes no sense. Like, there's a law in Michigan that says that if there's okay, so I don't have it right in front of me, but it's like another POA you can't appoint another POA when you already have a POA. But apparently you can. Like, somebody, it'd be like somebody walking down the street just, hey, my so-and-so is my POA, but if you sign this, you could be my POA. Right. Right. Yep. I mean, just, and if people want to do live streams about this, I'll go. It's unreal what people will do right in front of you. Well, see, that's the thing is, like, basically, like hospitals, they could do POAs right at the hospital. So, see, I never signed. That's what I heard. I heard that if your POA is taken away from you, that they're supposed to notify you. So that never happened. Right. Well, I found out that he paid, because I asked the actual cemetery. He paid for opening and closing of 2 plots, one for him, one for his wife. He paid for that himself. Now, I heard because the company that he worked for was to pay his funeral expenses as well. So I really don't know what occurred, because I can't find out. Right. There's supposed to be, yep. Yep. So somehow she was able to take his body and everything. So I don't know how she did that, being a POA. That should not have happened. And I know that hospital had my name as next of kin, but no one ever got a hold of me. So, oh my gosh, yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, I have his will, but it's going to cost a fortune to probate it. And the lawyer was basically like telling us, well, you can probate it, but he didn't believe, that they're going to anything's going to come of it. So that sucks. Why do people go to lawyers and get wills if you can't do anything? Oh, that's okay. Believe me, that's okay. Right. I mean, he wasn't a rich man, but he was, he had the money. I mean, he worked his whole life at a company that he got a pension from, a good pension, and then he was getting whatever from Social Security. He didn't have really no bills to be paying, so most of his money always got directly deposited in the bank. But apparently, he had the same bank for many, many years. Ever since he was 16 years old, he had the same bank, right? The bank changed its name a few times, but it was the same bank. She got him to transfer his stuff to her bank, which was a credit union. And apparently, they had their name on his account. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Man, this whole thing just sucks. Right. I mean, I couldn't get a whole lot with the bank because there was another name on there. But since the account is closed, they said that I can request the bank records, and I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, it's so shitty. People are shitty. Yeah, see, I didn't know nothing about that, or I would have had him do that before he had gotten too bad. I didn't know, I didn't think something like this was gonna happen. I got a phone call from the company, and he called me first because he put me on as his beneficiary of his insurance policy back in 2019. But I believe that she waited to the very end to get him to sign this stuff over, or they forged it. I really don't know because I know he can't see. I knew he couldn't see, and his mind wasn't there. Well, because he's passed away and that I do believe that they'll email me and want to see the death certificate, which it's got the wrong birthday on there, and I can't do nothing about it because the funeral director never put the amendment in to get changed. So, right, people don't you don't think that this can happen. That's true. I can send you a link. You want to come up and talk with me? I can send you the link. Oh yeah, I would definitely I would definitely know his signature for sure. I would definitely know his signature. I would be able to tell if it was forged, but then of course, then I gotta prove it, right? How in the heck? I totally forgot. Here we go. Totally forgot what I was doing for a minute. If anybody wants to, but yeah, it's some sad shit. I never thought it would happen. Where'd you go, Randall? Lost Randall. Randall. Let me send him. Hold on. Randall. I don't know if he jumped off or what. Yeah, I mean, I started working on this stuff. I had help. Sarah helped. Um, I started on this stuff right away. I mean, I went and got all these medical records with no problem, but couldn't get nothing from the hospital. The funeral director didn't want to show nothing, but he took my information. That's what kind of pissed me off is he took all my information, which was the correct information that should have went on the death certificate, but didn't show me no proof that she had any proof of what she did. Nothing. He said it was personal. And I'm like, personal? I already know where she lives and stuff. I just want to see a notarized paper that says she could do this. And he would not. And his funeral home is a family-run funeral home. They have, I think, 2 or 3 actual funeral homes. It's like family-run. And yeah. And you would think that they would be more careful about doing these kinds of things. Like, you should really search out the next of kin. But yeah. Oh, thank you. I've been gonna do one. I just didn't know. Uh, I didn't know how I was gonna kind of act when I did it, so I think I kept my cool pretty good. I said a few things, but I did my best trying to keep my cool. Yes, I'm hoping that people listen. I don't have, I'm not like a creator, I'm not creating stuff every day and every whatever, every week. And, so I don't have a lot of, subscribers and people to pass this on for me. So I'm just hoping people will share, or if somebody that wanted to hear our experience, and, on a bigger channel, I'll do it. I don't want this to happen to other people. It's horrible. Well, the thing of it is I'm fully want to prosecute these people, but then the lawyer kind of put a damper on it, saying, well, the prosecutor might not even take it. And I'm like, what? It's crazy. Okay, I lived in another state. I couldn't be there every day, but I'm a phone call away. I always took care of business with him over the phone. Even when he was at University Michigan Hospital having open heart surgery. Now, I was there for his surgery, and we stayed at a hotel for 2 days to make sure, that he pulled through it and everything. That lady wasn't there, but, I was there. And then when I couldn't be there, the doctors kept in touch with me every day. And if they needed me to be there, I would have been there. That's good. I mean, yeah, that's great that they got it taken care of. I mean, he thought he had it taken care of, I guess. He had a will, he had me, I mean, but apparently not. I guess people could just step in and throw you to the side and take over. Yeah. I mean, and the whole thing is like the family hasn't had no time to really grieve or anything because we've been working on trying to get justice or get heard that this woman did this to our family, and we haven't even had a chance to grieve. We had no funeral. We had nothing. Oh, yeah. I appreciate your advice. I do. I don't have no idea what happened to Randall. I might send him another invite. He might be on the phone, or he lost connection. I'll send him another one just in case. And then he can, if I get 2 Randalls, I'll just get rid of one. I don't know what happened to him. But my granddaughter was so upset when I had to tell her. When I had to tell her what happened, she was so upset because, she was supposed to go and see him and spend some time with him. And Randall was gonna, we were waiting for him to get better and stuff because Randall wanted to take him fishing. That's all he talked about was going fishing. Oh, okay. Yeah, he probably did. He went for a smoke and got lost. I sent him another invite, but he could jump back on. It's not muted or anything, so it's kind of weird that he's not there. And I usually am never up here by myself, but I guess I had a lot to get off my chest. Oops, hold on a minute. Let me turn my. Yeah. But I appreciate, you guys coming in. It says I have 3 in here, but I guess I'm gonna kind of jump off of here. My phone's gonna ring in about a second. Hey, there it goes. I'll mute for a minute. Hold on a second. Let me mute. I'm still here. I'll be right back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hey, Jassy. Thank you. Don't anybody want to come up? I don't know. Randall got lost. He fell asleep. Something. I don't know what happened to Randall. But I just put this up there if anybody wanted to come up. Keep me company. But yeah, I appreciate you guys listening to me, but I just wanted to get out there any way I can put it out there. Thank you. I'm gonna have to text that child of mine and find out what happened to him. Let me text him. See if I sent him a text. But I do want to get people together and maybe hold signs out in front of that building and, She had to light a joint and chill. It's all good now? All right. Yeah, this is like the craziest shit that I've ever went through in my life. Never thought I'd have to go through this. I really didn't. I was like so excited that he, trusted me and wanted me to be he was more like a dad to me. And left me, beneficiary and left me, put me in charge to help him out. And then it all got taken away. It just sucks. I don't want the money would have went on a big funeral because there is a lot of family, but the money wasn't important. It was taking care of him that was important. I mean, I took care of my mom for 20 years. I wasn't, she wasn't going to go into no, nursing home or anything, not with my background. So I took care of her. Yeah. If it wasn't against the law, apparently it'd be against the law for me to go and rough this woman up, I guess. I guess that's against the law, but the shit that she done isn't. So what the hell? Something's wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's like I've never had to do go through this before. So it's like, your first thought is, oh yeah, I got to get a lawyer. Let's get some charges filed. I didn't know what to do. All I know is if I would have got a phone call, I would have got him the proper help. That I would have done. I've done it so many times before. I had proof, showing the lawyer that he's lived with me so many times that I have took care of him. He's had eye surgeries. He had, heart surgery for God's sake. And I had a heart attack the same year. I actually had my heart attack first. And then he had to have open heart surgery a few months later. And I still brought him into my home and took care of him. And I was still going to cardio rehab. And I still took care of him. And the first time that he came to me, when he had a surgery, that I was still working and I still took care of him. And I always made sure somebody, when I wasn't here and I was at work, he had two great nephews that are, well, they still live here, but that were here and that took care of him when I was at work. And I always made sure his meals were prepared before I even went to work. So, but I guess, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll look that up. I will um do the other stuff too. So what I do really need to um get, a news channel up there. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to put the word out um to try to get the news channels up there to take the story. I mean, it's important. It's got to get out there somehow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try that. Because I was thinking maybe if we can get it out there and maybe get it out there in the news, maybe, there might be a lawyer or somebody out there that, has a heart that tries to see where we're coming from. It's not all about the money. It's about getting justice, because she's just going to do it again. She probably already has her sights on someone else. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to definitely do that. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Somebody's got to take interest in this kind of stuff. I mean, hell, I had my, this was a while ago, I had my identity stolen, right? And I had no idea that someone had, did that. And I went to the store. My son and I went to the store, and there was a police car pulls out of the driveway out, or he was pulling out of the store. I was pulling in. So apparently my tag on my car flagged him. So he had no idea he said it doesn't come up on their screen, what the problem was, but that my tag red flagged or something. That's what they told me. And I pull in. Yeah, principles, they still exist. And I was in the store. My son and I were in the store, and then I kind of noticed like these other black police cars pulling in, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I thought, man, all these police because I didn't have a seatbelt on, because I only came up from a block away. Just don't. I know it's really hard. I there's been a couple times that I'm like, what the hell? Why I've thought, what the hell? Giving up, but then I don't want to give up. But yeah, so I see all these police cars pulling in, and I'm like, oh shit, all this for because I didn't wear a seatbelt, because I didn't put my seatbelt on. So, they wait until I get in my car, and I notice them all sitting in the parking lot, but they wait until I get in my car, and I started my car, and they flew up on me with lights flashing, blocking me in and everything, and came up to my car and was asking me to get out. And I said, hell no, I ain't getting out. And I said, what's going on? You got to tell me what's going on. And at first they weren't telling me. And I was like, look over at my son, because, my cell phone, everything was at home. I told him, I gave him some money, and I said, go to that payphone, call home, tell him something going on down here, because it was only a block from my house. And the police told my son he couldn't get out of the car. So, but they wanted me to get out. And I said, nope, I ain't getting out. Well, my brother is a police officer, same place, where I live. And I kept telling him, you need to call my brother. You need to call my brother. My brother, knows I didn't do nothing. I have the cleanest record ever. So they did get a hold of my brother, but they didn't tell me they got a hold of my brother. But I kept telling that police officer, I was like, I'm not getting out of my car. You need to tell me what's going on. So apparently they had a statewide warrant for a person that used my social security number. And, to make a long story short, it did go on the news, our local news, but it was weird because the national news picked that up. Now, to me, yeah, it's important, identity theft, but what people are doing to the elderly people, I think is worse. I really do. I mean, that woman came between me and him and convinced him, to take her side or whatever. She convinced him, because what I heard was that he all of a sudden was afraid that people wanted his things in his apartment. That's not true. Nobody ever said anything about anything in his apartment, which he didn't really have anything, and convinced him that, that we were wanting his things or something, and she totally pretty much turned him against his family and then changed his phone number without letting us have it. I think that's worse than what somebody did to me as far as just, stealing my social security number, which the FBI still has not released to me because this felon used it. So I asked them, because my brother did help. We got a hold of the FBI, and we got a hold of the county that this warrant came out of, and the FBI said I couldn't get my social security number released because he may use it again. So that means if he does get in trouble again and the police pass me, they're going to stop me again. So it was over 10 years ago. My twins were still teenagers then. They're in their 30s now. Yeah, it was over 10 years ago, but it went national. I mean, I didn't even know it. People were calling me on the phone telling me, hey, did you know Lisa Gibbons was playing your video and talking about you and identity theft and you went national? And I was like, I had no idea. No one told me. Only people that called me that seen it, because I didn't even see it. But they were trying to get the word out there for identity theft. But I think this elder abuse thing is a lot worse. I really do. I mean, this woman took him away from the whole family within months. And I knew him. He was in my life, my whole life, since the day I was born. Are you sure you don't want to come up on panel and talk with me? You don't have to turn your camera on or nothing. I could put the link in there again. Hey, Jesse. Jesse's watching and listening. Thank you for your support, Jesse. I'm just, can't believe what happened. I even have dreams about it. It's like really weird. I can't be upset with him or anything because he didn't know what he was doing, and I know that. But this woman, the things that I'd love to do to her for what she did. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. And stuff like that shouldn't even happen. Aw, thank you, Jesse. Wow. See, you just don't know. It's like not safe to put your, I wouldn't even recommend a nursing home for anyone. I wouldn't. I've worked in them, and most of my time was home care, but I've worked in facilities, and I've seen things that people, I've turned people in, and even they didn't even, because, we're mandated. We're mandated out in the world if we see anything, we're mandated. And I turned people in, and nothing even happened to them. Right. And I'm going through that right now. Honestly, I'm going through that right now. Exactly. People need to be held accountable. And it's like, how can people not see that what she did was wrong? And she's happy about it. It's the craziest thing. She really wanted to start an argument with Sarah on the phone. Sarah had to make some phone calls for me. I mean, my brain was so, I call it carfuckled or whatever. I mean, I didn't know if I was coming or going. And Sarah really helped me out a lot in, making phone calls. But when she did call that woman and she tried to start an argument with Sarah. Yep. Because I was just like, no, don't go there, don't go there. That's what she wants. Right. I got to get me a smoke. I'm not supposed to be smoking, by the way, but sometimes you just can't help it. And see, and I can't, I can't smoke weed or anything. So, but I had some gummies, I think, upstairs. I got some gummies. But yeah, it was very difficult for me to hold my composure with that lawyer because he was really peeing me off. It was really hard. I could feel my face turn to red, and I was giving him the stare because to him it was about money, and it was driving me crazy. Yeah, right. I know. I was kind of behind Sarah, like, no, Sarah, don't, because she was trying. She was trying to start it with her. Because I know it was starting to get with Sarah a little bit. But she was here the night I found out, and it was crazy. I know she wasn't expecting that. I went totally ballistic. I really did. Oh yeah, driving 2 hours, and the freaking highway because they're working. They got construction on 75, and it was backed up so freaking bad. I was late to the. I was only like 5 minutes late, but yeah, it was. Yeah, I had. I say my expectations were not like overly high, but I thought, okay, we're gonna explain what happened, and Gotti's got to feel, kind of maybe not. He can't feel what we feel, but have some compassion. But no, there was nothing. Oh yeah, we did go. Yeah, we did. I really couldn't talk that night. I really couldn't say nothing. It was, yeah, I was kind of getting upset. So I had to let Sarah do the talking. So yeah, that's true. You can't. Nope. Nope. It's everywhere. I mean, and it's crazy because it's like I drive the same roads pretty much, around here. I go to the same places, whatever. And it's like I'll go one day, there'll be nothing. Go the next day, and it's like, what the hell? Where'd this come from? Wasn't here yesterday. Oh yeah. And the roads that they should fix, they don't. I mean, maybe if I can get it out there, maybe somebody that, maybe there is somebody out there that this happened to, or they have some compassion and feeling for what this family is going through, because people, I just don't understand. I mean, people can sue other people like for no reason and stuff and get lawsuits out there, and it's like, how do we do this? I mean, I gave them all the proof that I can give them. Some of the stuff I can't get, I tried really hard. Right. I did a lot. Sarah could vouch for me. She helped. And I did a lot. I went through over 10,000 medical records and pulled so many of these nurses' notes out that is evidence of what was going on with him. Nobody was taking care of him. Nobody called me. And yeah, it was sad to read. I put the story together, basically what happened, and they knew he was really sick. They took advantage of that. He could have went to a facility and got the proper help, but they chose not to, and they're going to get away with this. Yeah, they don't even fix our side streets at all. It's like, you're dodging potholes and stuff. Yeah, I put a lot of hours in going through so many medical records and put a whole story together on pretty much what was going on. And it's sickening. It's sickening that there are sick people that would do this. Wow. That's pretty bad when a union attorney declines. That's crazy. It's like, I don't even know. I mean, these laws and crap that's out there, what the hell are they for? My thing is, why do people go out of their way to make up wills and POAs, and apparently people that are just emergency contacts can take over? I don't know. I don't get it. Right, exactly. Exactly. That's the way I felt today. I just felt like, man, I'm just going to go through McDonald's, grab me a coffee, pretend it dropped it into my lap, and go sue somebody. And probably win that. But can't fight for an elderly person, you know? Can't do anything. Right? Exactly. Exactly. Why have laws? Apparently, they doesn't matter. I mean, because I, I mean, I had this one of their Michigan laws on my phone that says that POA goes away when the person passes, and it goes to next of kin or the executor of the will. And I just got totally bypassed on everything. Oh, really? Yeah. I just think it's just crazy. And it's like, oh, really? Yeah. I haven't seen no news in so long because I've been working on all this, because I thought, man, I put all this whole package together. I mean, I have a whole binder that I can't even fit no more in it of what I thought was evidence, but apparently means nothing. Yeah, right. Well, then somebody would drop it on them and have a freezer, have a frostbite from the ice. Somebody will do it, and they'll win. I don't know. I guess I just have to look up elder abuse stuff, but I guess if they don't follow it, what can you do? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true. I haven't missed anything important. There's never anything. Then you don't know if you could even believe what they're saying. I mean, I don't know. The media gets carried away sometimes, but not for the right stuff. For the wrong things. our world is crazy. It really is. You don't know if you're coming or going. You never know what tomorrow's going to be. I mean, I'd like for something good to happen. Yeah, I'm going. The death certificate. I mean, I have a paper copy of it. Sarah did call the clerk, and they kind of suggested why pay for a death certificate. I mean, she basically buried him under a John Doe. No kidding. No kidding. There's nothing on there. The wrong birth date, the wrong age, her as POA. And the doctor put, said he died from a stroke, which I don't even know how that happened. And yeah, it was pretty much, blank, like John Doe. And I'm pretty sure that she purposely put the wrong information on there so we couldn't find him. Yeah, they didn't want us to pay for a death certificate that really had nothing on it. So the lady did send us a paper copy. But like I said, we went to the funeral director to get that amended, and he never put the amendment in. And that's been 3 weeks, or no, over 2 weeks ago. Going on, I think it is 3 weeks. I'm losing track of time. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks, I believe. And then I was working, I mean, every minute, calling somebody. Every day I had a list of people to call to try to get information. Like I said, I didn't have no problem getting the medical records from all his home visits, everything, but the hospital refused to let me get my hands on theirs. And the funeral director refused to. All he had to do was show me a note that it was notarized or whatever. He didn't have to show me her information, which I already have, but he took all my information I had to get him to do the amendment, and then he didn't do it. Well, see, the doctor, I know she wasn't even there at the hospital, but they had a doctor there that pronounced him dead, but the doctor that was his PCP, I know she wasn't there at the time that this happened. It was like 2 a.m, and she did sign the death certificate. I did talk to her, and she explained a lot of the medical issues that he had that I had no idea. I had no idea it was even going on. They kept everything from me. And that woman knew I was in the medical field, and she just blocked me right out. And of course, I don't see how the hospital. And I'm just so confused over all this stuff. It's like a lot of stuff don't make sense to me, because I went through, my mom passing and everything. And I just can't believe that this hospital called the emergency contact, but not the actual POA or next of kin, I should say. Because even if she claimed she had a POA, so even if she did, she got it illegally. But even if she did, it still should have, the next of kin should have got in contact. So, being that she told the funeral director he had no family, I believe she told that to the hospital as well. No, it don't. None of it makes sense. It just seems like, oh my God, there's a whole bunch of shady people up there. Because I'm thinking that she's probably used that funeral home before, is why she got away with saying she was POA. Plus, she told the funeral director that he had no family. So I'm assuming, that they're in contact, or she's probably brought other people through there, and he went ahead and did whatever, and never got in trouble. So I guess actually, I guess if I really, since I have nothing to really lose, I could call the funeral director back and say, hey, why didn't you put an amendment in for his death certificate? Because even though he wouldn't accept the birth date that I gave him, that was correct, because he said it was on a medical record, it wasn't legal. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. And I do think that the hospital had contacted her, because the lady that called me, I was just trying to get information on what was going on and what happened. And she kind of repeated what the building manager had told my cousin over the phone, that that's the way he wanted it, and I think that's wrong on the hospital's part. They still should have contacted family. Yeah, it's a small little community up there. Um, it's outside of, it's like before you even get to Detroit, it's just a little town up there where this happened, and I think everybody knows everybody. Because it was really weird for the lady at the hospital that called me. I called the administrator and was trying to find out what had happened. How did this woman take a body on a POA? And called me back, and she was talking so fast, and she kept saying she goes, I went to the legal team at our hospital, and they said everything, they told me to tell you that everything was done legally. So to me, that just tells me things were done not so legal. They're just covering their ass. Right. Right. Exactly. And it was like, why did you go to? I believe she called that woman on the phone, because she said like the exact same thing that woman said. Because when my cousin was on the phone with that building manager, I was listening. He put her on speaker, and I was listening from another phone. So I heard everything that she said, and I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. But yeah, I was always taught not to lie. And I get myself in trouble sometimes because I'll tell the truth. And yeah, apparently, people lie their ass off and get away with shit. But yeah, if you know anybody that wants to put awareness about this, you can always get a hold of me. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I tell on myself. Exactly. It's easier not to lie because when you lie, you might forget who you lied to about what, and then it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass, anyways. Yeah, that's what happens. Because I mean, I know people that like to lie. It's like, I know you're lying, but hey, Jesse, Jesse's still listening, right? Yep. I mean, I told him myself and ended up getting a freaking ticket and a $250 fine I had to pay. It was crazy. I was just trying to back out of my driveway, and the neighbor had company, and they were blocking my driveway. And all I did was, in my car at the time, I had a '99 Camry, so it's a bigger car. And I'm trying to get out of my driveway, and I didn't even have enough room to like back out and turn the wheel or whatever. So I just barely touched the car, right? So, and I felt bad about it. Like, man, if somebody hit my car, I hope they would tell me. I didn't hit it because I'm backing out of the driveway, and I didn't hit it. I just had to bump it to be able to have enough room to turn the wheel. And so I went up to the door to tell him, and first, dude come out to like he was gonna beat me up, and I jumped out of my car and was like, "What you gonna do, man? I didn't even hit your car." I was just like, I bumped it. I felt bad, not even bumped it. I kind of went up against it and to get my car out. And he called the police on me, and they gave me a freaking backing violation, and I had to go to court and everything. And I said, you know what? If that ever happens again, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I ain't knocking at nobody's door and telling them nothing. Like, I won't be lying because I ain't gonna say nothing. Jesse. Oh yeah, the dude came out like he was holding his pecker. I don't know what that is, but he come bouncing out, holding his thing, coming at me and shit. And I just jumped out of the car like, what, dude? What the hell? I could see if I dented it or something, you might be mad, but it was a piece of shit car anyways. But I didn't do nothing. There was not even a mark on my car. Wasn't a mark on his, but he called the police on me. If I had one of my boys out there, they would have showed him. Nope, I got the ticket because before the police got there, he moved the damn car. I had to show proof of it. It went on my driver's license as an accident, and it was on there for 2 years. Made my insurance go up for no reason. I kept telling them I wasn't in an accident. There was no accident. There was no damage. There was nothing. And I got a ticket and had to go to court. Had to pay a $250 fine. And that ain't going to happen again. They block my driveway and I have to hit them to get out, then oh well. You'll figure it out one day that somebody must have bumped into you. But yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. And I'm sitting there talking to the cop. I'm like, is my brother on duty? But my brother was out of town. Because my brother would have took care of it, but they were rookie dudes. You give me a ticket for absolutely nothing. It is. That's what I said. Shit is crazy. But apparently, old people can get abused, and taken advantage of and steal everything they got and get away with it. I was like, man. This is like the longest live stream I did by myself up here. I think my son fell asleep, so he sounded tired on the when I was talking to him, so I think he fell asleep. But I'm probably not going to stay on here much longer, though, because I got foster babies I got to take care of. I got a little teeny one. He's about 4 weeks old. Little pistol. Don't want to take his bottle. You don't want to take his bottle, so I have to specially feed his little butt. But I haven't heard him, so I think he's sleeping for the night. As long as I keep the lights out and stuff, he'll sleep. And I fed him good, so. Then I have a injured kitty that I take care of, and I usually go out a bunch of times at night, check on, make sure he's okay. He's confined, but he, I don't really know what happened to him. Something tore him up to where it messed up both his eyes, and he's going to be blind in both his eyes. And I'm trying to get him. He's in I got a straw little hut out on my back steps. At least he knew to come back. He's actually feral, but I can actually pet him and stuff. And I'm trying to get him to come out of the little hut he's in, so I can get him in the house and get him properly taken care of. Because I would, put flea medicine on him. I got some antibiotics in the house I could give him. Because right now where he's at, I can only reach one hand in there. But I mean, he gets up and everything. He's just afraid to come out because, well, he can't see. So I got to work on getting him out of there. And then I'm going to, keep him in the house so that he can, I don't know what happened to him. I really don't. But, I do a lot for pharaohs, and I got a bunch of foster babies. Anybody want a kitty? And then I got some full grown ones that were supposed to go up for adoption, but the shelter, they only call you when they have room. So I still have them. So let me see. I can probably tell you how many. Let's see. There's 7. I got one of the rooms in my house is now. It was gonna be my streaming room, but now it's a kitty room, foster room, and there's 7 of them in there right now. And then I have the one that the one feral I'm taking care of. His name is Thomas. And then there's like 4 or 5 more that are out there that I take care of and feed. Some of them I can pet. Some of them they won't come up to you, but I feed them a whole bunch of times during the day to make sure they get fed. And then I have my husky dog, and he thinks he's a big cat, and he gets along with all the cats. Because then there's 4 cats that are actual, our family kitties that I got too. So I have a lot of kitties at the moment, and I told everybody I'm a dog person. I'm a dog person. I said nope. The goddess they had to teach me a lesson and gave me a bunch of fur babies. Yeah, I had to make my what was going to be my streaming room into a foster room. So yeah, the little 4-week-old one. We just happened to be doing some stuff around the house, getting ready for winter, and was out in the garage, and all of a sudden there was this screaming little baby out there because I've been calling this baby Banshee. No offense, Banshee, but this baby screams like a banshee, and but he's getting, he's doing okay, and um, he just started playing and stuff the other day, like getting him to follow stuff and play, but he's a handful. It takes a lot of my time. I'll tell you what. He gets up very early in the morning, and I got to give him his breakfast and basically give him a bath every time he gets done eating because he seems to stick his whole body in his food. So I have to give him a bath every day. And it gets very expensive, I'll tell you. Buying like flea treatments because we've not had problems with no fleas in probably the last 3 years, but this year, yeah, it's kind of been an issue. So it's a lot of money to buy the flea treatments for all these cats, and for my dog, I have to flea treat him as well, and it's very expensive. And I do have a friend that's actually in the UK that does donate food and anything. Well, not just food, but things that I might not be able to get for them. So, and I think I have a delivery coming tomorrow. And he's in the UK and he's helping support these kitty cats, which is good. Then I had somebody donated a bunch of blankets to the shelter, so I did get some blankets and stuff. I know I should put up a well, whenever I can afford one. I got so much going on right now. Put up a camera, like a live feed camera, and maybe people donate some stuff because we go through food a lot. I usually run out of food that's, given to us, and I run out of that, but then I have to buy some before we get some more. But I tell them how much I appreciate him helping with these kitty cats, because the shelters get short and stuff too, so that you kind of gotta pay for the stuff out of pocket. And I've taken other animals too, not just. I had a screech owl that I had him for 8 years, and then I had to go rescue a baby one, and I had the baby one for over 6 months, but she did get sick and pass away. And the other one I had for 8 years, and then turtles that kids brought up from the creek, and we took care of the turtles. And I've had people in the neighborhood bring me I had a pigeon once. We rehabbed a pigeon and I had to let him go. And then I had somebody bring me a little squirrel that I couldn't do nothing for, but I did, and not to mention, I can't forget, I do feed a whole bunch of deer, and groundhogs and raccoons do come up and eat. I did have a bunch of raccoons that I fed, but my next door neighbors start killing them, so I quit feeding them because I didn't think that was fair that they were coming up. And I had up at least like 20 raccoons, And I feed the deer every day too. Yeah, I had 2 turtles that came from the creek behind my house. The kids brought up. Well, one of them I bought. I take that back. One was a Florida cooter, and I had him for many years, and then he passed away. And we had a turtle. I think it was a painted turtle that came from the creek. And my son, he has some snakes down the basement, and they're just garter snakes. I had 2 red-tailed boas and a albino Burmese python, and I had to find homes for them because they got too big for me. So, but they were, I mean, my Burmese python, I had her ever since she was a baby, and she was so, I mean, I would just put her on like a belt and walk around with her when she got really big, but then she got way big and had to couldn't keep her no more. Oh yeah, see, I'm remembering all my animals now, and I had 2 tarantulas which I saved from a pet store that didn't deal with tarantulas. They put them in a container and we're just gonna let them die, and I took them too and kept them until they passed away. Yeah. I'm just a regular animal shelter. We had a scorpion for a while, and it was a what do you call it, emperor scorpion. But yeah, he ended up passing away. And we had some bearded dragons, and God, I couldn't tell you everything that we've had here. I would take in just about any kind of stray. Oh, I found somebody's little lost dog and put it in my backyard. It was really old. The guy, when the man came around looking for him, I found him down by the woods, and he was blind. He was like 18 years old, and he just kept doing circles, circles, circles. Just happened to see him down there in the woods, and I went down. My son and I went down there, and he was growling and growling at me. And I just took my jacket off, threw it over him, and picked him up, and he was fine. I figured if he was going to bite me, he didn't have many teeth to bite me with, but if he bit me, it was okay. And I put him in my backyard, and he was just doing circles in my backyard. And this old guy came looking for him, and I found out his name was Buster, and he was 18 years old. But yeah, I'm pretty much right now. I'm an animal shelter. But us witches, we got to take care of the animals. So I don't care for the coyotes too much because I do think they did get a hold of one of the cats. Yeah. So of course, yeah, a mini zoo. Yeah, at one time, yes, we had like 8 cats. Well, I got more than that in the house now, but we had 8 personal cats, and the owls and bird. I forgot. I got a parakeet too. It was my mom's, and my mom passed away, and I still have her little bird, and that little bird is over 20 years old. Just a parakeet. Yes, got to take care of the animals. I did 2 weeks ago, or I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I was back. Might be a little bit longer. Sarah was still here, and one of my kitty cats got one of the little feral girls got hit out right out in front of my house and killed. And I lost my mind. Sarah was here. I totally had a panic attack, anxiety attack over this kitty cat. And we did take and bury her proper. But yeah, I totally freaked out. Yeah, I don't really know how old parakeets get, but that parakeet is pretty old. It's like 20 years old. I asked my mom one day what she wanted for her birthday, and she told me she wanted a little parakeet. So I said, "What color parakeet do you want?" She said, "Blue." So I went right out for her birthday and bought her blue parakeet like she wanted, and I still have it. It's hard to keep the kitty's mind off of the parakeet, but he actually uh, got knocked down a flight of stairs, cage and all, and I thought that would have gave him like a heart attack or something, but nope, he's still here. He came down a flight of stairs, cage and all, and it was a big cage that I had him in, and one of the cats um, upstairs jumped on the cage, and it sounded like the house was falling apart when this cage flipped on every step. Bird seed, bird feathers, shit everywhere. And I thought, because, well, I have a husky and plus the cats, I thought the little bird was gone, but he was kind of stunned, sitting on the floor, and he's okay. He's still here. It was an adventure. Yeah, it really happened. Like a week ago, I we have a cat named Loki. He stays upstairs, and he well, he was rescued, and he's big now. He's full grown. He's 2 years old, and uh he I had a bag of uh dog treats sitting on the stairway. It was in a brown paper bag, but they have like the little twisted. Yeah, it is. They have like the little twisted handle, like a braided kind of handle on it. And I don't know how he did it, but um somehow he had his body, like he got his head and both his legs and everything through the handle of this bag. And I found him at the bottom of the steps. The bag was ripped all to heck, but the handle was still around him. He's fine, but yeah, some of the animals do get themselves in predicaments. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, I found him at the bottom of the steps. And I mean, the bag had been sitting there on the steps. I have to keep some of the dog treats where, they're out of sight, out of mind, or he'll eat a whole bag of dog treats in one day if he can see the bag. So I had it in the stairway and the steps. And yeah. So no more putting stuff on the steps now. That was the same kitty that knocked the bird down the steps. And every time I hear the bird, I think I'm hearing that little kitten. Probably about time for him to get up and get another meal, and plus I got a dose of medicine to give him. If he could, I don't know if that's him. I think it's the bird. I'll hear birds outside and think it's the kitten yelling because I just don't want nobody crying. It's like if he's crying for a reason. And I'll just go get him and carry him around with me and stuff. I don't even know what time it is. Let me look. Oh, it's after 1 in the morning. So, Shaw Women, where are you? You don't have to like say exactly, but where are you out here in this United States? Because I'm in Ohio, and the bad stuff that happened to me happened in Michigan. Because I really don't care if people know where I'm at. Because if you want to mess around, I mean, you know. Okay, so you're in a different time zone than me. I'm in the future. Midnight in Chicago. Oh, okay. I've been through there. I had to go. I had to go to. Man, what's it called? Trying to think what they call that army base out there. Lost in the Woods or something. Something like that. I had to go there. Oh, okay. Yep. I think it was called Camp Lost in the Woods. But I went through St. Louis. Have never been to Chicago. Been to Colorado. Didn't like it. I'm glad I came back. I didn't like the critters out there. Colorado was a little scary. But I guess if you live there, you know, you're used to that kind of stuff. You know, people that live there are used to the stuff that's out there. I wasn't too used to it. So I was glad to come back home. I was thinking about going to the Witches Ball next month. I forgot I wanted to buy my ticket ahead of time, just haven't did it yet. And I think this weekend is the Witches Walk, which I think it's this weekend this weekend or next weekend in Sandusky, Ohio. Supposed to do the Witches Walk, and that's where. So I don't know if you've seen them videos of the witches doing their dance with their brooms. I wanted to participate in that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make it now that I got a little one to take care of. But I think I'll make the Witches Ball next month, though. Like as you see in my picture there, I have a whole witchy ensemble to wear. but I may go to the witches ball and do the ritual with them, or I might do my own here on actual Halloween. Um, I have runes, but I haven't like I'm more my divination tool is tarot or scrying. I have the knack for scrying. I do have some runes, but I have not studied them. I did get some so that I could learn. Like I got uh finally got some tea that I can actually do the tea leaves. And I do got to get my I got to work on getting my altar right now. It's kind of I'm in between putting things away. I celebrate my mom's birthday every year, so my mom passed away on October the 1st in 2018, and I'm still not used to her not being here. But I usually do right at, after her birthday, I do the transition to getting on my, uh, I don't even like call them Halloween decorations. My house is Halloween every day. Like if you've seen my house, Sarah's seen it, she knows. But yeah, I have to do the transition and get ready for Hallows. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you'll have to make sure if you do that, I want to be there. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, my see, I come from a line of witches, so it's not just, me, my daughter, Fire Witch, and my granddaughter, Morgan. Um my daughter and I used to go to events at the college and like go do tarot readings and stuff like that at the college. But we haven't done that in a while. Long time actually, since before my daughter had to be in a wheelchair. But that's okay. That's fine that you're not, that's how you learn, It, everybody, you know, everybody does different things. Like everybody, there's people that think that all witches do this and all witches do that. It's what we're drawn to. Like mine is scrying with, I have a crystal ball, I have a scrying ball, an obsidian actual scrying ball. I got scrying mirrors that I made myself. Um, I have I have lots and lots of tarot decks. Um, that's each witch has a specialty, and that's what you're drawn to. Then that's your specialty, and you'll learn how to read them. That it, your guides will help you out. You connect with your guides, and they'll help you out to interpret them. Yeah, you'll get it. I mean, that's what you're drawn to, so that's meant for you. That's meant for you to do. Because people just think, oh, witches, they like every witch has to have a deck of tarot cards, and that's not how it goes. It's whatever that you're, that's drawn to you, and that's what you do. But I try different things, but if it doesn't, if it don't click with me, it don't click with me. Like, I'll tell you what, I can't do not what do you call it, numerology. Like I can't like figure out my own chart or anything. That's not for me. I'd have to have somebody do a chart for me. I tried it. It just it didn't. I couldn't do it. It's it's what's for you. I've been refraining doing some witchy things to this person, but it looks like, like the way it works, kind of. I mean, everybody's different. Every witch is different. I was taught. I had a mentor. I knew that. Yeah, I just can't do that stuff. I mean, I love going out there and stargazing. I can pick out things for you, but that's just not my thing. But yeah, every witch is different. I mean, I have to, you try to do things the right way. Because I believe in the good, and I mean, I believe in the light and the dark. You can't have one without the other. There's got to be balance. You cannot be the good witch all the time. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, and that's the way I roll. And I don't, you know, there's times when you need to worry about karma, and there's times that you don't need to worry about karma. As far as doing things, I mean, as far as, witchy things. I believe in, harm none. So unless this is the law, to harm none, lest in self-defense it be, ever mind that rule of three. And that's the way I've always been. Because I'm a good witch, but then I could be a nasty witch as well. Right, exactly. But you can't forget, lest in self-defense it be, ever mind that rule of three. So if you've done everything possible the right way, and you got to go the other way, then you do. Yep, exactly. Jesse's like, yeah, laughing, huh? I've had to do a few things that wasn't so good, but it was justified. Totally justified. You have to make sure it's justified if you're going to try anything else. And I make a lot of my own things too. I make a lot of my own stuff. I have plenty ingredients to do things. I make my own protection powder. I make my own black salt for good and bad. Always picking up herbs. Like right now, I have to get me some cloves because there's some things I need to do. Then I need some cloves to do it, like raw cloves, not like ground up cloves. But I have bins and bins of herbs, and then I have jars and jars of things to use for stuff. My house looks like a shop. Like there's been a few people. Like I did a tour of my house before and showed people my stuff. I haven't did one in a while, but I have. And look, it's funny because my neighbors across the street have little kids, and the little girls always calling me the lady with the spider webs on the porch. My house is decorated all year round. To me, it's not decorated. To me, it's just me. So. So I make my own headgear, my headdresses and stuff for rituals and stuff, which I haven't done any rituals in a while because, well, I've had so much going on lately that, I do, stand and honor at my altar and stuff like that. But I haven't did any rituals in a while, but Hallows I have to do. That's one. That's a witch's new year, so I have to do that one. Well, that's cool because I have a lot of Native American things as well. I do connect. I do believe that, right? Yeah. I've been to pagan festivals. But yeah, I do believe that, um that what we honor, and because we don't worship anything, we honor. But I believe that, the Indians and what we do, I believe it's pretty much, like the same path. Not exactly the same, but it's pretty much the same path. See, I never studied, Wicca. I mean, I'm a hereditary witch, so I tell people if they ask, I'm a witch. Because they'll say, "Oh, are you Wiccan?" No, I'm a witch. There is a difference between all that stuff. And pagan is basically what pagan is um if you look up the definition, they're just dwellers of the land. They're pretty much the first witches, the pagans. People don't understand that our religion goes way, 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 way back. Way back. Because I don't even know if you really should call it a religion. It's a way of life, basically. It is a recognized religion now, but it's actually a way of life. Like I don't know like regular. I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't recognize, or do I remember, like regular, like holidays, I guess you could say. Like, you know, I don't, I just know my holidays. So the sun and moon are really important. But it's like, I kind of say, we honor things, we don't like worship things. I don't know if I make sense or not. I'm tired, so I don't know if I make sense. And I do have a witch name. I don't put out there, but I do have a witch name within my coven. I've been with the same coven for over 25 years. Right. I got everyday anxiety. I do. I know what you're saying, though. I get it. Oh. Like around here, we don't do Christmas. We do Yule. And Yule's a lot different than Christian Christmas. Oh, yeah. It's very important. Yeah. Well, at least I know. At least I know. I have a lot of Native American. Like, I have a lot of dolls. I have some. Uh, I know some. I was too. I was too. Although what happened is my lineage goes back, way back. Um, and but because my mother was too, but she couldn't because my grandmother was very Catholic, and my grandparents, or my mom's grandparents, my grandpa's parents, they were pretty much like pagan and stuff like that. So my mom knew a lot of stuff, but couldn't practice because my grandma was very, very Catholic. Yeah, I totally understand. I do too. I do too. Right. I had to go to Catholic school, so I only made it till third grade because I skipped school one day. Went to public school with my friends. I got caught, but got in trouble for that. But then my parents got the idea of getting me out of there. I couldn't do it. Wasn't for me. I keep hitting my microphone. Sorry about that. Yeah. Jesse's Catholic too. You're Catholic too. I mean, I'm not anymore. I mean, I was, when I stayed with my grandmother, I had to go to church. Uh, every Sunday and stuff until I, right. Yep. A lot of shenanigans going on there. No, I knew at the age of 13, that's when I had to start, I was being told what path I needed to go because I knew I was different. I knew I still have them. I got some abilities and stuff and couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with that. And yeah, I couldn't seek anything out until I was old enough to, when I was out of the house. But at 13, I was doing seances and, stuff like that. And doing things I shouldn't have been doing, but I kind of was compelled to do them, but didn't know why until I was older. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once I was out of the house and everything, I went and some friends of mine knew where I needed to go, and they connected me with the right people, and then I was I'm still a part of that coven and been for over 25 years. Right. I remember having to go to when I was going to Catholic school, every morning you had mass. Every morning. It was like first thing before school. Yeah. I didn't care for confession too much. I didn't really understand why I had to tell somebody else the bad things that I may have did or whatever. I didn't really understand that. Having to go sit in a confessional and confess and then go sit out there and do a bunch of Hail Marys and Our Fathers, and the priest kind of tells you what you got to go do. Didn't care for that. Sometimes I went in there and just made up stuff because I didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to say. Like, well, I talked back to my mom today or yesterday. I even went through the whole confirmation thing and that too. Did you do that too? Oh, wow. I kind of wanted to be an altar boy just to see what they did up there. Standing up there where the altar and stuff was, like, wanted to see what's going on. Jesse, you still do confessions? I just didn't understand it. Right? Yeah, I had to go to class for confirmation. Did you guys do that? Right. Yeah, I was confirmed too. In fact, my uncle, who that's who I've been talking about, was my uncle. He actually was my godfather as well, and got taken away from me. So, yep. And I'm not even going to tell you the name that they had made me pick. There you go. Now, is that your name or is that your confirmation name? Yeah, I did. Yep. Well, I actually wasn't going to Catholic school no more, but they still made me take classes for the confirmation. And oh, you know what the name was they made me pick? Bernice. And I don't even know who Bernice was. I don't remember. But that's a name that they had gotten. Yeah. Yeah, mine was Bernice. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't remember picking that name because I think it was given to me because I don't remember. Oh, what's that noise? I heard a noise. Oh, somebody's in the kitchen. I hope. What the hell is that noise? Give me 1 second. See? Okay. Apparently there is somebody in the kitchen. One of the kids was in the kitchen. Thought I was seeing things. Okay. Catechism. Yep. Yeah, I did communion too. Had a cute little wedding dress looking thing. Yep, sure did. I did. I believe I was still in school when I did first communion. But yeah, I had to go to catechism. I went to St. Peter and Paul School. I was baptized at St. Michael's Church in Michigan. And then when I got out of Catholic school, I just went to public school. Oh, all girls school. Yeah. They do still have one of those here. It's an all girls Catholic school. Oh wow. I didn't get along well with the nuns. They were kind of mean. Oh wow. I still remember how to read one. Read a rosary. I have some around here. That were my grandmother's. And there's a Bible in my house. Yeah, the younger ones. Yeah, we had a. It was like well before I left Catholic school we had it was like where I don't know, it's like she was a nun but didn't even have to dress like a nun. She was one of our teachers. Huh. Because I think after that was like my last year there when the one teacher I had didn't have to dress like a nun. I never even seen inside of a convent. We never went in there. What you doing, man? Going to bed? Good night. Good boy. Yeah, we did. Yep, everyone. I mean, well, our classes when I was in Catholic school, they had because I went to kindergarten at a public school because they didn't have kindergarten, and but they had the classes combined. I mean, it was like first and second graders are together, third and fourth graders are together, fifth and sixth graders are together, but we were not on the same. Like she would do so much time on our half of the room, and then she'd go on the other half for the other ones that were ahead of us. And she sat right there in the middle of the class, like right in the middle. We'd be split up first, second grade, and then third and fourth grade. Yeah, I think I went there till fourth grade because I went to public school fifth grade. I just couldn't take it no more. That's my phone. How's my phone telling me you need to go to bed? I got alarms set on my phone. Like, all right, you need to go to bed because you're going to have to get up in a few hours to feed that little banshee. And then you're going to be tired the rest of the day. I don't have nothing to do. I don't think I have nothing to do tomorrow. So, like, if I want to take a nap, I guess I could after I take care of all the critters. All my fur babies. But I probably should jump off of here. I totally appreciate you guys hanging with me and listening to me. Yeah, it's going on 2 o'clock in the morning here. And I've been up since 6:30 this morning. Yeah, it's nice. My phone is concerned. Yes, has to remind me sometimes. You need to go to bed. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I do. And who knows? Let's see. Tomorrow's what? Friday? Or today's Friday. I'm sorry. Today. I don't know. See what Randall's doing later on tonight, and we'll probably maybe get back on. Thank you. You too. And like I said, I appreciate it that you came in. You and Jesse stayed. I think everybody else fell asleep. I'm trying to. I really am. I'm just, I get to where I'm just like, man, I don't see no light at the end of here, but keep trying. Oh, I will. And, I appreciate it if you guys want to share it out to whoever you know. And, yes, thank you, Jesse. But, you guys have a good rest of your night. And, I'll see if Randall wants to pop on tomorrow night, or whoever wants to, get together tomorrow night. We can get on and move on from here, I guess. So I thank you guys, and you guys have a great night. And I'm going to get off of here and try to get some sleep before my banshee gets up, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. So thank you guys, and have a good night. Bye-bye.